keynote speaker, the 19th Secretary of the Department of Transportation, Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Prior to joining the Biden-Harris administration, Secretary Buttigieg served 2 terms as mayor of his hometown of South Bend, Indiana. A graduate of Harvard University and a Rhodes Scholar at Oxford, Buttigieg served for 7 years as an officer in the U.S. Navy Reserve, taking a leave of absence from the mayor's office for a deployment to Afghanistan in 2014. Growing up in South Bend, which was once home to Studebaker car manufacturing, Pete Buttigieg, like many other Americans in the industrial Midwest, grew up surrounded by empty factories and abandoned houses, sometimes hearing that the only way to a good future was to get out. He returned to the Midwest after school, worked in the private sector, and was elected to mayor of South Bend in 2011, with a focus on delivering a new future for the city through a fresh approach to politics and bold ideas. Soon known as Mayor Pete, Buttigieg worked across the aisle to transform South Bend's future and improve people's everyday lives. Household income grew, poverty fell, and unemployment was cut in half. The city established new resources to extend opportunity and access to technology for all residents. And he launched a Smart Streets initiative to improve street design in the downtown and the historically under-resourced West Side. The Complete Streets strategy led to benefits that included small business growth along previously neglected corridors and hundreds of millions of dollars in new private investment in a once emptying downtown. His leadership helped spark citywide growth and facilitated innovative public-private partnerships like Commuters Trust, a benefits program designed to improve the city's transportation experience for workers. At the same time, Mayor Pete worked to build a South Bend community where every resident could feel safe and included. His initiative on municipal identification cards for residents helped to bring undocumented immigrants out of the shadows, while a small business incubator established in a historically Black neighborhood worked to expand opportunity, and a surge of investment went into repairing or removing abandoned houses in lower income neighborhoods. In 2019, he launched his historic campaign for president. Throughout 2020, he campaigned for the election of the Biden-Harris ticket and served on the advisory board for the presidential transition. In December, he was nominated by President-elect Biden to be Secretary of Transportation. He was confirmed by the Senate on February 2nd, 2021, becoming the first openly gay person confirmed to serve as cabinet secretary. Buttigieg lives with his husband, Chasen, and their rescue dogs, Buddy and Truman. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Secretary Pete Buttigieg.
Thank you, Chuck, and thank you to all of the champions of public health and safety in the audience today for joining this 39th annual Lifesavers conference. I wish that I could be joining you in person, but I'm thankful for the work that you do every day to keep our streets and communities safe. In a moment, we will be honoring the winners of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's Public Service Awards, champions of safety who have worked tirelessly to stop impaired driving, reach out to underserved tribal communities, improve training programs, and protect American lives. I'm so grateful to these award recipients and to each of you for your dedication to our shared mission. As a former mayor, I know firsthand how much your work matters, because it's the members of our communities, our advocates, first responders, public health professionals, transportation planners, local officials, and more who understand those communities and their needs best. You see firsthand the challenges that our neighborhoods face, the need for better bike infrastructure and safer pedestrian crossings, and more to mitigate the speed of our vehicles. And you understand all too well the behavioral obstacles to traffic safety, including drivers impaired by drugs or alcohol, speeding, distracted driving, and a lack of seatbelt usage. We all know the numbers. More than 35,000 Americans die in traffic fatalities every year. And human behavior contributes to 94% of serious crashes. We also know that people of color and low-income Americans are among the hardest hit. The fatality rate for Black pedestrians is twice that of white pedestrians. For Native Americans, it's 5 times higher. This is unacceptable. As the Secretary of Transportation, I am committed to safe roads for everyone. And across the department, safety is our top priority. That's not a slogan, it is our driving mission, and it motivates our work every single day. That's why NHTSA is working with state and local agencies, law enforcement, safety stakeholders, and others to address impaired and distracted driving, speeding, and seatbelt usage. And because equity is an essential part of safety, we're also paying special attention to how we can work with law enforcement agencies and the awareness campaigns surrounding those efforts. We're asking participating law enforcement agencies to take a good look at equity, because we need not only to protect the public, but to do it in a fair and equitable way. We're also looking at the role that new technology can play in reducing injuries and fatalities, because we know that newer, more energy-efficient vehicles are also often equipped with better safety features, which gives us the potential to meet our safety goals and our climate goals at the same time. Of course, vehicle safety is just one part of how we build a safer, cleaner, more equitable future. It's going to take a multi-pronged approach, including biking, walking, and public transit. Every day, millions of Americans rely on each of these options to get to work, to visit family, to keep our economy running. And with your help, we're going to build a future that works for all of them, one that's safer, cleaner, and more equitable. The Biden-Harris administration has shown us a clear path to that future, the American Jobs Plan. The president's plan provides over $600 billion to improve our transportation infrastructure and make it safer and more resilient. That includes modernizing 20,000 miles of roads and highways, fixing the 10 most economically significant bridges in the country that need reconstruction, and repairing another 10,000 smaller bridges, including many that connect to rural and tribal communities. It includes $85 billion to expand and modernize our transit systems, and it doubles funding for public transit. Because the people who rely on public transit the most, disproportionately people of color, deserve affordable ways to get to where they need to be quickly and safely. The American Jobs Plan invests over $170 billion in electric vehicles so that more Americans can get good-paying jobs building better, safer, modern cars. To support those vehicles, it also provides funding for a national network of 500,000 new charging stations by the end of the decade. And of course, it invests $20 billion directly into improving road safety, including a new Safe Streets for All program that would fund local and state efforts to reduce crashes and fatalities so that whether you drive, walk, bike, or roll, you should be safe getting to where you need to go. The American Jobs Plan is the most ambitious investment in jobs since World War II in this country, and it gives us an opportunity to improve public safety for generations to come. We're not just going to repave roads and repeat the status quo. We're going to build back better, smarter, and safer than before. This is our chance to redefine what we expect from the roads we rely on every day, to ensure that they are healthy enough to support everyone, safely, everywhere. Our roads and streets aren't just ways to get around. They're part of how we connect, how people can connect to jobs, to loved ones, and to each other. So let me again congratulate today's award recipients for your service to our nation. And I look forward to working with all of you to build a safer, cleaner, more equitable future for this country together. Thank you.